promise y'all, I am a man of my word. When I said that I was going to cover this fake relationship with Dalvin and Ellie, so it's going down. Appreciate y'all tuning in tonight to the podcast. Appreciate everyone who are in the chat right now. And, Miss Taylor Made, I see you right now, and I see you was feeling Rihanna. I see you feeling Rihanna. That's what's up. That's what's up. And everybody else who are in the chat right now or who are listening right now, appreciate you tuning into this podcast. Now, got a lot to talk about Dalvin and Ellie Soul. All right, got a lot to talk about their little fake relationship, and I'm going to do my very best to try to articulate this to my best ability. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this, y'all, for real. So, in order for y'all to understand my perspective about this, why I say that this whole situation is fake, I have to take y'all on a journey down the timeline. All right, so I got to take y'all on a wonderful journey. Okay, if you don't mind. So let's start off with this. All right, let's start off with this. Let's start off with the story. All right. Well, here's a story of a man named Dalvin. There he is, right there. Dalvin decided that he wanted to be part of the mukbang community. Got this idea from Beloved, and he seen how Beloved and the family were pretty successful at being, mukbangers on the YouTube streets, right? So Dad would say, you know what? I can do this too. So guess what? Dalvin, he ended up joining the mukbang community. Dalvin changed his name to Zaddy Chunk Chunk, which I will not be calling this dude Zaddy in this podcast. Sorry, it's not going to happen. Not going to be doing that. I'll call you by your name, Dalvin. But his YouTuber name is Zaddy Chunk Chunk or ZCC. Whichever one y'all want to call him, but I'm going to call this dude by his name. So he embarked on this YouTube journey, right? He's been pretty successful on this journey, doing mukbangs here and mukbangs there and mukbangs everywhere, right? But he felt that his content was missing something, all right? He felt that his content was missing something, that he need that extra edge. Okay. So, like any other one YouTube content creator, that's what he did. He ended up seeking out for that extra edge to make his content more appealing, more exciting. So, let me show y'all this real quick. Now, this is I'm on his page right now, y'all. This is his YouTube page right now. And so on this YouTube journey, he had a couple of people on there, had some family on there, had some friends on there, but his YouTube journey really started kicking off when he started chilling with this young lady right here that y'all seeing right now. This young lady, of course, y'all know if y'all been following the timeline of them, this young lady is named Nicole. So he figured that Nicole, right, would be best fitted for the narrative. He figured that Nicole would be best fitted for his narrative to get him that extra edge in his content. So they started what I call a YouTube partnership. They started a YouTube partnership, doing shows together, doing shows together. And I want y'all to keep in mind also that while he's on doing these shows together, right, he's putting in all these different type of subliminal titles. And the reason why I'm mentioning about the subliminal titles because it's going to make sense later when I start revealing to y'all about him and Ellie Soul. All right. So as you see, the relationship is going. You know, they doing all these different things, having the subliminal titles in here. They doing their thing. They form a YouTube partnership, right? Then eventually they end up announcing that they was actually in a relationship. But I guarantee to y'all that even in that alleged relationship, I guarantee that it was no more than a partnership. So they go through their partnership, relationship, business relationship, wherever the hell you want to call it, right? They go through this, go through this, go through this. Then they start revealing later on down in the timeline that they start having problems and issues in their partnership. It came all the way to the point to where Nicole ended up no longer being his co-host on Dalvin's show. But in between the timeline, keep in mind, in between the timeline, Nicole also started her YouTube career as well as better not being a mukbanger. Now, the reason why this is important is because, like I revealed on the show the other night when I was talking about Ellie So, right? This is important because this is how Dalvin is. Dalvin is known as a beta male. Okay, say that again. Dalvin is known as a beta male, and one of the characteristics of a beta male is this: they always lead with money, or they lead with something that has some type of value that will edify them, that will blow them up, that will make them be more than what they are. Okay. So Dalvin was using his current YouTube stardom to blow himself up. Why is this important? Because this is the same way how he introduced the same concept to Nicole. I wouldn't be a bit surprised that one day he pulled up and he said, "Hey Nicole, yeah, you know, I'm a YouTube content creator, right?" She said, "YouTube content creator? Oh, for real? Well, what type of content you do?" "Oh, I just eat food all day." "Eat food? What? How can you make money eating food?" "Well, it's called a mukbang, you know, and people just watch me eat food all day. And I'm telling you, it's a hustle in it. You know, I'm making all this money." Then, of course, looking at how the way Dalvin dress and all these different things, this is part of him edifying himself. That's what a beta male does. That they want to look the part. They don't lead with their one character, their one main character. They don't lead with their personality. They don't lead with their heart. They lead with physical or materialistic thing every single time. And Dalvin is no different. This is the reason why I say that he's a beta male. So when he presented this information to Nicole, told her this, she's like, "You know what? I'm game. You selling this real good, so I'm game. Let's do this thing." Made her become a co-host, and they end up having a YouTube career together. End up having a YouTube relationship together. Did Dav and Nicole have sex together? Absolutely. I believe they have, because it was all part of the partnership, because they needed the story or the narrative for the timeline to go. So Davin, he could come back on his videos, and just like I stated earlier, how he used these subliminal titles to reveal to the audience different situations that are going on. And this is another tactic what beta males do, is that beta males are real strong about protecting their image. Okay. So beta males is not going to be direct. In other words, they're going to do indirect things to do their best to protect their reputation and their image, because their image means everything to them. This is the reason why, like I stated earlier, this is the reason why you see Dalvin. He always be dressing up how the way he be dressing up. Even when he be doing his mukbangs and stuff, right? He make himself more than what he is, even on his videos, because that is his characteristics of being a beta male. So he ended up doing these different things. He put in these subliminal titles and stuff to captivate the audience. Stuff like, "Hey, this is a situation that's going on now. Nicole is leaving me." All these different situations that was going on. Nicole is fighting, just so he could get the clicks, interviews, and the notoriety that he want to get. So guess what ended up happening? Nicole ended up leaving, right? Leaving the show. Then guess what? After when Nicole left the show, Dalvin right here, he was left empty again. He needed that extra edge again to make his content be appealing. So guess what? Guess what he did? He ended up finding another woman to replace Nicole. And that other woman is no other than Ellie So. This young lady right here. So he was revealing to the audience the whole entire time. That start right, preparing the audience the whole entire time that, hey, I got a new woman, I got a new person, I got a new person. He muted out, well, he blocked out the picture and everything of Ellie. He was introducing that concept about Ellie coming, she's coming, she's coming, she's coming. Then finally, he ended up on revealing to the audience on Ellie So. Now, here's what I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to understand this. When he met Ellie So, he met her the same type of scenario how he met Nicole. Same type of scenario. What do you mean by that? He did the same type of beta male thing that he did with Nicole, which is he introduced himself as being a YouTube content creator. Ellie So said, "A YouTube content creator? Really? Well, what do you do on YouTube?" "Oh, I just eat all day." "Eat all day? That seems weird." And a matter of fact, I'm going to tell y'all this. In one of the shows that Dalvin and Ellie had did, and I believe it was I think it was probably the second or the third episode with Ellie featuring on the show as being, like a guest host or whatever, right? Dalvin had asked her about how did she feel about mukbanging. She has said that she felt that it was weird to watch someone eat all day. So, in other words, Ellie never approved of him being a mukbanger. In fact, Ellie thought that being a mukbanger is weird, crazy. It was something that she didn't want to do. But however, by Dalvin being a beta male like he is, he has sold Ellie that, hey, you could make money being a YouTube content creator. You could you could just, chill with me and be, and just learn the ropes about YouTube and be my co-host of being a mukbanger and stuff, right? And I will help you with your YouTube career. Keep in mind also at the same time, Ellie So, she already was a IG woman. She was already an IG woman. She was already doing her thing on Instagram. So he sold this to her, saying, "Hey, this thing is going to boost up your IG even more. And on top of that, you possibly could make money off of this, like how I'm making money off of this. So to stick around, learn the ropes, be my co-host. You have a beautiful face. I believe that your personality is very captivating, and people is going to gravitate toward you. And most of all, it's going to help me." Guess what? Ellie agreed to it, and this is how their YouTube relationship started. Now, keep in mind, once again, they're in a YouTube relationship, not a real relationship. They're in a YouTube relationship, just the same way how he was with Nicole. Now, did they ultimately end up having um, sex together or whatever stuff like that? I imagine so, because he did the same thing with Nicole. So I imagine the same situation happened where you end up becoming intimate, right? Then once when it became intimate, right? This is where Dalvin ended up messing up. Where Dalvin ended up messing up is the moment when he became intimate with Ellie. That was the moment when Ellie started developing that modern day woman behavior of entitlement. Meaning that if I have given you my body, I'm going to get some things out of return. And so, therefore, if you start looking at the timeline of Davin videos again, you could tell that his mukbang videos start slowly changing. His videos slowly start changing. Like right now, like y'all looking at it right now, right? I kind of stop right here, but I'm gonna scroll up to the one begin scroll up to the point where Ellie and him are now, doing their thing. But as I was scrolling up, it was one common denominator that Dalvin was doing in his mukbangs. And and this is this. Dalvin normally do his mukbangs that's pertain to chain restaurants, which is Taco Bell, McDonald's. Then he'll do a mom and pop restaurant. He'll do things like that, a mom and pop restaurant. Then he'll do other chain restaurants. That is Dalvin's whole entire MO. He was even doing it with Nicole, which in that time, Nicole didn't mind doing mukbangs with him, doing regular chain restaurants where they did a mukbang eating Popeye's chicken and stuff, right? She didn't mind doing that. But however, the timeline started changing with Davin when he ended up being intimate with Ellie. And the reason why is because, like I say, Ellie started feeling entitled. She felt that since I have given you something, I want something in return. So she slowly started changing him. She slowly start changing his content. This is when you start seeing Dalvin doing more videos of what with Ellie? Eating crab legs. Eating crab legs. He was doing more and more videos eating crab leg or eating some type of seafood dish. And you want to know the reason why? It's because Ellie do not like the chain restaurants. She too much don't be doing the Popeyes or the McDonald's or anything like that. She don't like that. The type of woman how Ellie is, she is more. She present herself as a more of a elegant woman. She believes in her mind and in her heart that she deserves the finer things in life. Therefore, She want to do mukbangs dealing with seafood. She want to do mukbangs dealing with 4 to 5 star restaurants, which that's what they started doing. Start doing mukbangs with pertaining to seafood and 4 to 5 star restaurants. Y'all think I'm lying? Go to his timeline of his videos. So she slowly started changing him, but at the same time, Dalvin being a beta male, he went along and went with it. But in the back of his mind, he started thinking about it. He like, hold up, man. This woman is slowly starting to change me. This woman is slowly but steady making me be something that I don't want to be, or making me do content that I don't want to do all the time. And you could tell by his mannerism in the videos and stuff. Now, people, the subscribers and fellow content creators, right? They was noticing the change, right? But they wasn't picking up on the why. So they'll slowly start noticing that Dalvin personality start changing because, like I stated on my other video about Dalvin, right? Dalvin do not have what people are saying a narcissistic personality disorder. Dalvin is not narcissistic in any way possible because he's a beta. Dalvin is not narcissist. But however, Dalvin is very um what's the word? The dude is playful. He like to be playful because that's part of his personality to be playful, to joke around and be playful and all the stuff there. You know what I'm saying? That's how the way he is. That's his personality. But his personality start changing because Ellie start changing his personality. Because once again, Ellie start changing him because she felt like that she was entitled to it. And she started using manipulation tactics to change this dude, to put him out of his comfort zone, to do things that he really didn't want to do in his videos while they were together. Then it came to the point where you start seeing the frustration with Dalvin. Then he started expressing the frustrations in the title of his videos. This dude was literally sending a secret message out to you, the viewers, and you, the content creator, stating what he was really dealing with. That he sit up here and I'm gonna be real about it. By him being a beta male, he just sit up here and simped out and let this woman manipulate and control him and control his content. And therefore, their situation, YouTube situationship, start dwindling down because now this dude is uncomfortable because he's not being his authentic self. But meanwhile, Ellie is slowly but steady boosting herself up. She'd created her platform on YouTube. She'd created her own subscribers, and her subscribers is looking at her as though she's this woman who's filled with positivity, filled with promise, filled with good emotions. This woman has started to bring out content where she's talking about wellness. She's talking about spirituality. And the audience is gravitated toward that, preferably women. Is gravitating towards there, like, oh my God, Ellie Soul, Ellie Soul is a breath of fresh air. Ellie Soul is doing wonderful. But at the same time, which I don't know, is that Ellie Soul is slowly but steady draining this dude, Dalvin. Ellie Sold is sitting up here putting this dude in a situation that he didn't want to be in. So now this dude he getting all frustrated. And here's another one thing that I want y'all to know about beta males. All right. Here's another thing I want y'all to know. Like I stated earlier, beta males are not direct with people. Beta males are indirect. Beta males don't like confrontations. Even if they're in any type of relationship, if it's a relationship, a situationship, or hell, wherever it is, they don't like direct confrontation. They would do their very best to avoid direct confrontation. So in Dalvin's situation, he just sitting up here and just taking it and taking it and taking it. But this is the bad part about beta males is that they will literally sit up here and take bullcrap over and over and over again until it get to the point where they end up exploding. Then they're literally having a meltdown. It got to the point where Dalvin kept dealing with this over and over again. That was dealing with certain things. There are certain things that he wanted to do. She really don't want to cooperate with it, but at the same time, he done got a situationship with her, and he trying to be nice and trying to work it out, trying to compromise. But she really don't want to compromise with it. But at the same time, he's giving her while she's taking because she have this entitlement mentality and attitude. And all of a sudden, boom, everything ended up hitting the fan. It exploded. The infamous text messages end up coming up on YouTube. And even with the text message, I wish I could pull up the text messages because I was trying to look for it, but I can't find them now. But if you look at the text messages that was going between Ellie and Dalvin, let me ask y'all this question. Those of y'all who seen the text message exchange between Dalvin and Ellie, who was the aggressor in that situation? Let's be realistic about it. Who was the actual aggressor in that situation of them text messages between Ellie and Dalvin? When I had looked at them text messages, right, I saw that Ellie was the aggressor and Dalvin wasn't. And you want to know the reason why? It's because once again, Dalvin is a beta male. Beta males do not like confrontation. They are the ones who try to avoid it by any means necessary. Sometimes beta males will even go to the stream of being yes men just so they could get out of confrontations. And the reason why I'm saying this is because between them, the strange of the text messages, right? What was Ellie saying about it? She was sitting up here confronting him, saying that he was saying things about her that they agreed not to say. But who agreed to that? Who ultimately agreed to that? It wasn't Dalvin, it was Ellie. But Dalvin, being a beta male in that situation, he ended up becoming a yes man. He just say yeah, just so he just won't deal with the confrontational part. That's all he did. So now this whole fake relationship thing end up blowing over, end up creating a notoriety between both of them. And guess what? Both of them are reaping the benefits behind it. Dalvin now is getting more views on this channel. And here's the funny thing about YouTube, about behavior about YouTube. All right, here's the funny thing about this is that content creators have learned that negative behavior sells. Say that again. Content creators have learned that negative behavior sells. Why am I saying this? Is because Dalvin and Ellie learned that by them creating this situation, this YouTube partnership, right, and the storyline behind it, right, which hell, it's a good storyline. I'm not gonna knock it. It's a good storyline. Even the current storyline that's out right now, it's a good storyline. They know that negative behavior sells. At the end of the day, they both are getting the notoriety that they want. Now, the one thing about it on Ellie part is that Ellie is sitting up here in the whole process playing the victim role because the reason why she's doing that, based on my perspective, the reason why she's doing that is because I believe that Ellie kind of sort of went off script a little bit. And she kind of sort of revealed a lot about herself that she didn't want to be put out there about her, which is her being just a typical modern day IG woman. I believe she had put herself too far out there. So now she's in the process of being putting herself in this victim role, saying that she's the victim because she wants to protect her notoriety. She want to protect her character. She want her fans to still look at her as being this wonderful woman savior who's encouraging women to do all these different things, to work out and all this stuff. She want that image. She want that type of notoriety. So I believe that in this transition period, she kind of put herself out there. And so now she's trying to, in her mind, she's trying to do damage control. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if her and Dalvin is still communicating with each other, business wise. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if I'm Dalvin and still pretending like, hey, look, Ellie, let's go with the wave. It's gonna be okay. I've been in these YouTube for however long years and I know how this thing works. So you just need to just ride the wave. Don't worry about people, how the way people think about you and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, you don't know these people or none of that. You know what I'm saying? You don't know these people. It don't matter. Just chill and ride the wave, and you're gonna be okay. I honestly believe he's giving her this type of advice based on him being a beta male. But at the same time, she's not listening to him. Her being a stubborn modern day woman, she's not listening to him. She feel that what he's talking about is not going to help her. She feel like that she know more than what he know, and so therefore she's dealing with it her way. But unfortunately, her way is kind of turning the tide on her because now, through my research and by me looking at even other content creators, right, the situation is not turning the way that she wanted to turn. Now there are other one content creators that are going out and they're talking about Ellie. They're starting to reveal things about Ellie. Yeah, Ellie this and Ellie that. And of course, how the way she is, she's going back and looking at some of these content creators. She's going back and reading the comments about it, and it's starting to bother her. It's starting to bother her, or she really starting to take this thing personally. And this is the reason why Ellie really haven't been putting out content on her YouTube channel. But however, she continued to put content out on her IG because the reason why is because she's comfortable with IG because that's where she was originally at. That's where she originally started from. And so all she got to do on her IG is do a quick little short video of her working out or her not saying nothing and play some music in the background, some indirect music in the background, and she good to go. She don't have to say nothing. But on YouTube, it's kind of different. Of course, on now YouTube got shorts where she can do some shorts, but ultimately, when it boils down to it, she know that by her having a YouTube channel, that she had to engage her audience, not only with shorts, but in other means, whether it's her doing a live show or her doing a recorded show like she did the last time with her. I'm assuming that was her gay friend or whoever he was. I don't know. She know that she had to go that route, but at the same time, it bothers her because she is looking for that notoriety and people are starting to talk about her and people are starting to expose her for that notoriety. So to be honest, from my perspective, Davin ended up choosing the wrong one, to be honest. I mean, I get it and I understand the whole strategy of what Davin was doing. And he's still doing it. Hell, he was doing it with a friend. Same concept, like I said, did it with Nicole, did it with Ellie, did it with her friend. Same concept, but that is part of him being a beta male. But in this situation, I don't think that it was a great move on his part to choose Ellie to be his next business situationship based on how she is, based on her being a modern day woman. Hell, he better off not even trying to choose these IG women because these type of women will literally sit up here and sabotage everything that you done built for, all because they up in their feelings and they're not getting what they want. They will literally sabotage your whole business and everything. That's because they up in their feelings. So this is the reason why I say this whole entire situation was fake and it was scripted from beginning and it's still going right now. All it is just business, y'all. Nothing more, nothing less. But y'all tell me what y'all think about it. Do y'all think I'm spot on with this? Or do you think I'm just making all this bull crap up and I don't know what I'm talking about? But either way, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me because at the end of the day, it's my perspective and what I have observed in the past 3 or 4 months. And this is the reason why I didn't do a show talking about this 3 or 4 months ago, is because I needed time to go back and review the timeline and everything that was happening, and I formulate my own perspective and my own conclusion about this. This is the reason why I waited till now to talk about this. So, like I say, this is my perspective about it. If y'all think I'm spot on with it, it's all good. Think I'm not, it's all good. It don't matter.